I am my brother's keeper because without you, there is no me.
I am my brother's keeper because I am a leader.
I can be everything you trust in me. I can be everything you trust in me. They marvel after me. I can be your superhero. Your superhero. They marvel after me. I can be your superhero. Your superhero. Just like Spider-Man, I got you caught up in my web. I can be your Iron Man. Babe, want me to work it, you know I'ma hawk it. Annie, are you okay? Whenever you want it, you can call me Thor, baby, I'ma bring the storm in. I'ma leave you soaking. I can be the guardian.
My name is Charles Henderson. I am a college readiness advisor for Alternative Middle School. I am a motivational speaker and an author.
My name is Candace Woods, and I am the founder of the Women's Inspirational Group. And the Women's Inspirational Group is a group to help young women in their professional and personal development. I started this group about 2 years ago in the understanding that there was a disparity in our community where there are a lot of different social problems that affect women's lives, and I wanted to be able to address what those social problems were. So part of that is being able to address and bring in guest speakers who have different areas of expertise in this area to be able to help women feel more empowered and letting them see that they're not alone, and we can actually learn from each other and being able to take knowledge and being able to teach each other so many different things.
My name is Alex E. Edwards. I'm a real estate broker. I just opened a brand new company in Common Square. The name of the company is Thumbprint Realty. I'm excited about it. Also, the second phase is I'm running a real estate school to Dorchester, so I'm excited about that.
Andy Cox, law enforcement.
I think that's a really great point. I think that we are in a silent war, but it's up to that person to be able to lift themselves out of that war. I mean, I feel that there's a lot of fear that goes around where people are afraid to speak their mind, afraid to, be vocal about things that are wrong. And if something's not right, you need to address those issues and give yourself the ability and know who to talk to. And it's all in how you communicate that, being professional, using the correct language, knowing all of your research, doing your homework, because everybody can talk about issues, but it's how these issues are being addressed, because no one's going to listen to you if you're saying it in a rude way. People are only going to listen to you if you're being very professional, very calm about it and addressing it, because it is an issue. I think that fear puts a lot of intimidation in people because they feel that they can't say how things really are, but you can still say it, but say it in a way where it actually is going to be heard.
A racial war, I'm not really sure. I don't even know what that means, but I do believe that there is racial tension within the country. Systemic racism. But as far as a racial war, I'm not really sure. We have tremendous problems systemically with African Americans not being able to get jobs even if they have a college degree. Not being able to access funds, banking opportunities to get capital for businesses. We have tremendous problems in this country, and it's systematic. So I guess you could call it a war with trying to minimize what we're able to do so that another group of people can advance faster than we can. So.
We're at war. We're at war with the masses, I would say. We're at war with authority. And at times, a lot of us playing both sides. And what I mean by that, especially even in social media, we are our biggest advertisement. If we see violence, we're gonna tape it instead of break it up. And we're gonna World Star, YouTube, let's see how much likes I get, but that's black on black violence. So we promoting and showing the world how we really get down, then we get upset that it gets on a bigger scale. But we was the people behind the camera. We was the director. We were the producer of this violent image of black people. A lot of times, if Caucasians or anyone else do not come to the hood and say, you know what, I'm gonna stand out here and wait for something to happen on my phone. No, we're there saying, we got you. We're gonna show you what's going on. These two sisters about to get in it, pulling weed, pulling whatever. Yo, they going in. We're gonna put this on World Star. Watch me, yo, producer.
Well, I think, as far as African Americans, we are portrayed specifically in a certain way, very aggressive. As far as the men, our women are portrayed as loose and just sexual toys to be played with. And I think it's a shame because we do some great things that doesn't get portrayed in the media. And I think that's specifically because whatever you show the mind the most, it conditions the mind to believe that that's all you can be. So when you don't give other young black men a vision of what's possible, you resort to whatever is being shown, and oftentimes it's just the aggressive young man who's not going to school, trying to be a rapper, a basketball player, and we have some very intelligent black men and black women who are doing some major things, but it doesn't get showcased because they don't want young people to get an idea of what's possible.
No matter what, you don't know how your kid's going to turn out. But nowadays there's a lot of wrong avenues that they have options to do bad, way more options to do bad, or who they want to follow. Again, today's society is so easy to see negative, to get a hold of negativity. So I just don't know how my child's gonna turn out. I could try my best to create a home, not a house, to create a home full of love and passion and confidence. But sometimes, unfortunately, it's not enough. So it is very scary to raise a child in today's society. But a parent can do everything right, but so wrong at the end. So it's very scary.
To be honest, it scares the hell out of me. Black children raised in this society is tough. You got police to worry about, you got schools to worry about, but more importantly, one of the things that scares me the most is my own character. Wanting to be the best father that I can be to my children is about leading by example. And if I can't do that, that is probably my greatest fear, not being able to lead by example for my kids. So I put a lot of effort and energy into that because I know that as I go, so they go. Raise a child in a way in which he should go, and when he gets older, he will not depart from it. And with all the competing pressures of trying to live up to your own standards of what you think is great, can sidetrack you from what's important. So that's a challenge for me, raising kids in this society. Thank God I'm married, man. It's discouraging because when you look at any other culture, what they do is they'll get married, they have, they'll get their college degree, get married, so forth and so on, and they will build wealth for their children. That's how you perpetuate, longevity. In African American culture, we have this idea about what marriage is that really does kind of destroy communities and so forth and so on. One of the things that bothers me about it is everyone's about trying to make money. So if I'm trying to make money, one of the things that's going to be a problem is being in a relationship. Another thing that's going to be a problem is having children. When the reality of it is, when you're on your deathbed, you ain't thinking about money, you ain't thinking about how many cars you got, you ain't thinking about how many houses you got, you're thinking about, your family. And it just sucks that, you know, marriage has such a bad rap because it doesn't have to be that way. We make it that way. So it's discouraging.
That's even including the women. It's just like, it's easier said than done. Get over your past, or get over this, get over that. And that takes time. And it's on your time. You can't allow any man to force you to get over something that you're not ready to get over. But you can also not let it hinder your future. You can't let it. You have to get out your own way, is what I'm trying to say. The moment that the sisters can get out of their own way, things won't be easier, but they won't be tough as well. And who's to say that you have to get married? And that's for both men and women. Marriage isn't for everyone. Families really for everyone. They're beautiful and they're seen in a good light, but if you know you're not ready for it, don't force it. Family is probably the hardest thing that I ever took on, that I've ever done. I wanted it so bad, but the responsibilities that come with it are more hindering than any promotion, any class assignment, anything. But it's a great thing. You're putting something that's bigger than yourself in the forefront. Your kids are a reflection of yourself. And if you're put in a position to raise them right, to treat them, the difference between right and wrong, not just in the house, but outside of your house, it makes a major difference. It helps our society grow. It helps our future as Black people.
Well, as a Black woman, from speaking from that perspective, I feel that it doesn't really give us a lot of hope. I think the reason why there is an issue with that is because I think a lot of the time, sometimes us women, we beat down men's spirit and don't give them the ability to think that they could do better. More so just lifting guys up, letting them know that we're going to be there for them and that they're not alone, because patriarchy already does that in a society and beats them down, so we can't do that for the men that we're with.
I don't think we belong with one female. I think, honestly, that's what I think. Fortunately for myself, I found that one female that makes me want to be only with her. And I know if I lose her, it's over, so I won't sacrifice anything. And I think nowadays, social media, it could ruin a marriage like that. I mean, now you can see a fat booty everywhere. Like, wait a minute, hold on, I'm going to Instagram. I don't have to look at a magazine anymore. I don't have to, it's free. I'm looking at something, look at this fat booty twerking. Yo, I'm going to the club tonight. My wife don't do this. I need to go see something. You know, so now it's always in your face. It's always in your face. Negativity is always in your face. That the boobs, or the tits, or that man that has that nice figure, it's always in your face. Or he's doing that money thing. He's doing the money thing, and it's like, yo, you want to be. Sometimes some people just want to be a part of it, be around it, and they sacrifice anything. And I think back in the days we didn't have that. To look at porn, you know, we had to buy channel 23 or 24. You know what I'm talking about. So now it's just always at you. If I go on my Instagram right now and just go on the feed, I'm going to see a fat booty. I'm going to see a beautiful female, and it's that lust, you know. And I think because it's always pointing at you, and it's just always at you. I think personally, sometimes that will interrupt your marriage, or that will make you second think. Like, I don't think I want to get married. I'm not finished with these Instagram models. I need to bust some more down. I never looked at the police different. If it's a police officer, they piss and take a number 2 just like me. So they have a badge and they have authority, but that's it. I honestly never put them on a higher rank than just a person without a badge. I never put someone with a badge on top of someone without a badge. They get treated the same way. You respect me, I respect you. You don't respect me, I don't respect you. Simple.
Yes, I do. I think because of the different incidents that have happened nationwide, it has a negative reflection on law enforcement as a whole?
Because right now, where we're becoming an extinct race, especially black men, and it's hard. Over 80 people were shot and killed by the police in 2015. That's 80 more than what really needs to be done. And not just the ones that are shown on CNN, on Fox Television, or on NBC. The ones that aren't documented. From ages 16 all the way up to 50. No man deserves to be taken away from this family. And I'm not saying they were all innocent, but no one really deserves to die in the hands of another person. And that's what some of these police don't understand. And that's where I guess society and community bump heads with law enforcement. Because yes, they're there to protect and serve, but they also have to protect themselves. We get that. Like, you know that fully. But there's ways to protect and serve. And it seems like 1957 instead of 2016 right now. It seems as if we're becoming a dying breed. Fathers, take care of your homes. That is the most important thing to do. Take care of your homes no matter what. No matter what. That's what we're put on this earth for. We're put on this earth to be kings. And even though it is hard, and even though you gotta do what you gotta do, just do it. That's the only advice I can give for fathers. We're some emotional ass creatures, man, both men and women. And sometimes we go off our natural reactions, and I even had to learn to do that myself. Oh, such and such said something about you, or this thing happened, and that thing happened, and then just right off an impulse, like bam, oh, I'm mad. What am I supposed to do about it? But that can change. Sometimes we have to take a step back, and we have to think before we react. We cannot allow hearsay, and he said this, she said that, or this person is thinking this of you. You have to focus on yourself, your kids, your spouse, and your goals. The moments that we realize that is what we have to focus on, things can get a lot more better. You can't worry about the next man, especially as men. We cannot worry about what the next man is doing. We can't worry about the next man's move. We can't worry about this person who doesn't like us. Fuck them, point blank. That's just how it has to be. Like, you cannot worry about what goes on in someone else's home. You're not peeing in the same damn toilet. You're not showering the same. Unless you are, then that's all good. That's who you are. It is what it is. Same thing when it comes down to the sisters. You can't worry about what another woman's doing. You can't worry about your past.
To be honest with you, I don't really have a strong fear for myself because I try not to look at all of the negativity that goes on into the world, because I know that we're living in a dark world. I put a lot of my faith into God and being able to see that with Him, He's going to be able to keep guiding me and put me around all the right people so opportunities can come my way. And I continue to encourage other women, my nieces, my nephews, to continue to keep striving for better, because again, people are going to beat you down when they see that you're happy and you're doing wonderful things in life.
I think it's very important that our youth understand credit, financing, as soon as possible. One thing you won't learn, what you won't learn in elementary, middle school, high school, or any classes is ownership. We're taught to work for someone else. We're taught to kind of not follow our dreams, maybe until we get to college. But I think it's very important before you destroy your credit or before you go wrong in your finances that you learn and understand credit. I met a lot of people, that said their credit was ruined at the age of 12 because the light bill or the gas bill was in their name because of their parents. They just don't understand credit. Don't let no one use your credit. I don't care if God came back down and said, hey son, I need to borrow your credit. You say absolutely not. Absolutely not. Even Satan didn't ask to borrow my credit. So credit is very important, and we need to get a head start before we mess up. Yeah, Hands down. When you're in debt, you're controlled. When you're not in debt, you could do anything you want. Simple. You know, right now, getting an apartment around our community, it's now, what's your credit score? What's this? What's that? So of course, now it's not, oh, we don't want black people here. It's, we want an 800 credit score. The majority of people who has an 800 credit score, I'm sorry, hey, you do the numbers.
African American, it doesn't offend me at all. The reason why it doesn't offend me, because I know that, you know, people have this idea when they say, oh, you have African origins, but you've been nurtured by America. For me, when I have visited third world countries, I'm not gonna lie, I do feel that, you know, we have all been nurtured here. I feel that for myself, this is a part of who I am, you know, so I do have African origins and I am from America, and I do feel that we have been nurtured in all different types of ways in comparison to how other people are living.
It's interesting because we get it from different sides. We get it from racism, from white America, and then you got the divide between black men and black women. If we don't measure up to whatever standards society puts on us as men, it makes it really, really hard to just be you. We always gotta be. A friend of mine said it. He said it's hard to be a black man because we always gotta be on our A game. Like, we don't get no downtime. If our clothes aren't right, we get clowned. If our money ain't right, ain't nobody trying to be with us. I mean, it's just always this constant thing where we have to compete to be our best all the time, and it can get draining. So it's really, really difficult. I think the best way to forgive is through empathy. When you understand what forgiveness is, for me, my definition is forgiveness is a cancellation of a debt. Somebody owes you something, but you cancel the debt. And that's just what it is for me. You know, being able to recognize that somebody hurt you, they did what they did, and it's being able to let it go and say, you know what, I'm not gonna look for payment anymore. You know, I want you to say sorry. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. I'm not looking for that anymore. I'm done with it. So that's what it means to forgive, but there's a difference between forgiveness and healing. And I think that the reason why we can't forget is because we're still wounded mentally and emotionally, and we go back to the experience over and over and over again because we haven't healed from it. And oftentimes it's basically this idea that you told me I wasn't important. You told me I didn't matter. And in order for me to matter again, I gotta get you to tell me that I matter. When the reality of it is that they don't have to tell you anything because you matter regardless. So I think healing is what's necessary for you to forget. I got a scar on my leg that's probably like this long. And I had it as a kid, but I don't remember the incident because the scar has healed. And once the scar heals, the pain is no longer there and there's nothing to remind you of what happened. So I think once you heal from the scars that you've been wounded from, that's when you're able to forget and move on and do bigger and better things.
You have to be willing to be honest with yourself. You have to be willing to take a step back out of reality and say, I fucked up. You have to be willing to say, yeah, I shouldn't have said that. Why did I do that? I fucked up. And you have to be willing to forgive your old self. I would tell my old self to just pay attention a lot more. I really wouldn't change anything because everything that I went through when I was younger made me into the person who I am right now. Made me into the father that I am, the husband that I am, and just the brother and man that I am. And I'm still growing. This project is for you. All these answers, all the interview questions, they're for you. I want you to listen. I want you to pay close attention to each of these individuals. They may be successful, but they all have had their own personal gripes to go through. Dealing with the police, even had a law enforcement officer here giving her point of view on it. Even had my father, who it took me 25 years to forgive. 25 years of heartbreak, 25 years of learning to be a man on my own as I go. And being 31 now, it affects me to this day. How can I be a father without having a father in my life? And I had to learn that. I had to learn that on my own. But it's no longer a burden on my shoulder. It's no longer a stone on my chest. I love him. I forgive him. And we're moving on. You matter. You may not think you matter. No matter how old you are, your race, your sex, you matter. And it all starts up at home. You go into your mirror right now. This is just a quick challenge. Go into your mirror. I matter. Just that simple. It's just that quick that you can do that. But you have to believe in it. You have to claim it. Then you have to do it. My wife always tells me it's not about perfection, Stephen. It's about being consistent. Being consistent with what you say that you're going to do. Being consistent with who you are and not what people want you to be or who they think that you are as a facade on social media, at work, and outside your home. Become that one person. You matter. And I need you to remember that. Why? Because I am my brother's keeper.
Lead your life. Period. It doesn't matter what people think about you. It's not matter what they say. It's about you basically figuring out why you're here and pursuing that. That's one thing I would say, which has to do with pursuing your purpose. And then the other thing is just better your best. You know, everybody's trying to compete. I'm trying to be better than this person, that person. And the reality of it is that you only need to be better than the person you were the day before. And as long as you can do that, you'll be able to, what I call, stay in your lane. You'll always be able to be a leader. You'll never have to worry about following anybody because you'll always be able to be a leader because you stay in your lane, you do what you know that you can do, and that's it. So that's what I would tell myself.
I would say the new me would be extremely direct and, really mean what I say and say what I mean and really stick by it. The new me would really allow people to be more confident. Be confident whatever you do, whatever you say, whatever your dreams and aspirations are, follow them. Because the world is going to beat you up and, there's going to be so many people you come across where they will say, oh, I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can do this. But if you continue to keep believing all of the things that they say, you're going to literally be stuck and you're going to be like a walking corpse. Pretty much. And then if you think about like the cemetery, most dreams are there in the cemetery because people forget to pretty much live and dream and make those things really a part of who they are.
I'm not gonna tell myself a lot because I learned way more from failure than success. So if I didn't fail back then, I could fail tomorrow just because I didn't go through failure. But respect and keeping your word. I wish I kept my word more. I wish I respect women a lot more, especially in high school. I've probably been, more of a ladies' man, but respect more. But anyways, honestly, respecting women, being very honest, and I lost a lot of friends, not because we did anything wrong to one another, just because we allowed time to break us up. We didn't check in with one another. That's probably the one major thing I would fix is staying in touch with my friends, the people that see me grow up, and I wish a lot of them was in my life now. And again, respecting women and being honest and keeping my word. Yeah, that's what I'll change. That's what I'll tell young Scrappy, to really look at life too, and it is a better life out there. Not only Dorchester or Bill's Corner or even in Boston. try to get out, go to a third world country and see how they live, and understand that, Alex, you're fortunate. You're fortunate. Your mom put a roof over your head. You have something to eat. You have Jordans. You do have Jordans, but it's not all about the Jordans. But you are very fortunate. So stop crying. Stop acting like a little girl. And when you don't get your way, go out there and do what you have to do to get your way.
This project is for you, to let you know that you matter. Black lives matter. When it comes down to the police, right now, we're in a quiet war. Quiet racial war, and no one really wants to see it. From black people being moved out within our communities, here in Boston, in Roxbury, in Dorchester, and all over. And people just don't see it sometimes. They don't see that taxes are being raised. They don't see that taxes are being raised. They don't understand that the new properties are forced at a higher rent than others. They don't understand that in order to succeed, we have to stop blaming each other. We have to stop fighting each other as black people. We have to support our businesses. When it comes down to businesses, you have to give the same customer service as you would get at a franchise business like a Sears or a Macy's or anything else like that. You have to stop with the inflation on these prices for our community. You also have to help your community. Everything's not just about making a dollar, it's about making each other better. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. When it comes down to love and marriage, we're selfish. Both men and women. We think we have an understanding for each other, and then there's more questions that come arise. We forget the point that we have to actually forgive ourselves before we can try to forgive anyone else. I just want to put it out there. Anyone else who I thought has hurt me, I forgive you as well as I hope that you forgive me. If I've ever done anything wrong, whether it was with business or if it was within a past relationship, friendship, or family, I am truly sorry from the bottom of my heart. And that's where it starts. That was very genuine, including to my own wife, my parents, and my family. I am deeply sorry. If you feel as if I put my career before anything else, I am always here and will always be here. First of all, I want to thank everyone who was a part of this project, from the people on cameras, to the makeup artists, to the participants who gave their time and their energy to be interviewed. I thank you. I thank you for watching. I thank you all for being a part of my career. If you don't know, I started off with 2 books earlier than that. Women Are Stupid, Men Are the Reason, and Sex, Love, and Pain, Methods to the Madness. And at first, I just knew that I had all the answers, that I knew everything when it came down to relationships, that it came down to life. Then I got married and figured out that I really don't know shit, really, when it comes down to it. And that's what this project is about. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. This project just talks about things that we have to do within our society, whether it's dealing with the police, marriage and relationships, or talking to our younger selves, or even talking to you, the audience, about what we think should happen.
I am my brother's keeper because I am a leader. I think that it's important to be able to lead and let people understand that they're not here alone. And it takes more than one person to be able to help assist someone and make that person feel that they have so much potential, and being able to point out what that potential is. We have to be able to uplift each other, not beat down each other's spirits, and it's very important that we be able to guide each other along the way and be able to know that it's a torch of knowledge that's being passed on to each other. Because once you pass that level of knowledge on to one person, they'll be able to give that information to the next person that's around them.
I am my brother's keeper because without you, there is no me. Your success directly affects my success because you give me ideas that I never had, possibilities that I never known. And that's why I'm my brother's keeper, because without you, there is no me.